Namaste all, welcome back. I am your host, Di the Yoga Witch, and I am so incredibly happy to be sharing this space with all of you today. As we move into the vibrant energy of June and Pride Month, I have been reflecting a lot on two themes that feel deeply interconnected for me. The beautiful, messy, joyful process of unlocking our creative flow, and the incredibly powerful, courageous history of the LGBTQIA rights movement. So, y'all might be wondering how these two connect. For me, creativity is not just about making art, although that is a very fabulous part of it. It's about how we shape our lives, how we manifest our intentions, how we solve problems, and how we bravely choose to live our authentic lives. And when I think about the historical figures and the pivotal moments in the fight for LGBTQ equality, I see such profound creativity. The creativity to imagine a different world, the courage to build new communities, the innovative ways that they demanded to be seen and heard. It is the ultimate act of co-creating a reality where love in all its beautiful forms can flourish. So, today we are going to dive into both. We will explore how to find more joy and less resistance in our own creative endeavors, whatever they may be. And we will honor some of the shoulders we stand on, the trailblazers whose fight for the freedom to be paved the way. Let me try that sentence again. We will honor some of the shoulders we stand on, those trailblazers whose fight for the freedom to be paved the way for so much of the self-expression we cherish today. This journey of authenticity, of creative living, is a thread that connects my yoga practice, my witchcraft, and my deep-seated belief in human rights. So, let's take a sip of coffee. I will give this particular place a shout out here in a few. Take a sip of coffee and let's get chit-chatting. Let's start with creative flow, that magical state where time just seems to completely disappear. Ideas are pouring through you, and there is this deep sense of satisfaction in the doing, not just the outcome. As a witch of damn near 30 years, I see this as tapping into the universal current of creation, aligning our personal energy with that great cosmic dance. It is like setting a powerful intention and then joyfully participating in its unfolding. In yoga, we might relate this to svadhyaya, a self-study, understanding our own unique rhythms and what lights us up, and definitely aligns with santosha, contentment, finding joy right here in the process rather than constantly striving for a future perfect outcome. Perfectionism, my darlings, my beautiful darling loves. Perfectionism is often the biggest creativity killer. It whispers that if it's not flawless, it's not worth doing. And that is such a crock, because the real magic happens in the exploration, the experimentation, the happy little accidents. So, by the way, if you caught that particular reference, please let me know. Think about what creativity means for you. Is it writing? Is it painting? Are you a gardener? Are you a coder? Cooking, problem solving at work, or even just the way you arrange your altar or create your sacred space. All of these are valid forms of creativity. It's all an expression of your unique spark. And my nose itches. I'm trying to ignore it. So, how do we get more of this juicy flow? Set the space. Just like casting a circle or rolling out your mat, create an intentional space for your creative work. This could be a physical corner, a specific time of day, or even just a small little ritual to signal to your mind and your spirit that it's time to play and be creative. Playful curiosity. Approach your creative endeavors with the curiosity of a child. What would happen if I tried this? What would happen if I did that? Let go of the shoulds and embrace the what ifs. And remember, my non-binary munchkin, their creativity and self-expression is definitely a constant inspiration to me with their bright colored hair, their fantastic fashion choices. They are constantly fluid, joyful, and utterly, completely, perfectly, authentically them. Then we have mindfulness in motion. Bring your yoga practice off the mat. Notice the sensations as you're creating. If you're a potter or you work with clay, feel the clay, feel the pen in your hand as it writes, the smoothness of the ink, the colors as you lay them on the canvas, the rhythm of your breath as you work through a complex idea. This present moment awareness is key to this flow. Embrace imperfection. This is probably the hugest, biggest one. Our inner critic can be so loud. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you, usually from the imaginary threats of judgment, but it's still protecting you. And then politely tell it to take a back seat or simply to fornicate away and be deceased. Your work does not have to be perfect to be powerful or joyful. My oldest child loves to sing, loves to make music. Can the boy carry a tune in a bucket with a lid? Not a chance. But he still makes a joyful noise. Then we can look at nourish your well. Creativity is not a limitless well we can just keep drawing from without putting some back and replenishment. What inspires you? Is it nature, music, reading a book, connecting with your loved ones? Fill your own cup so you have the energy to pour out. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And as a Navy vet, I long ago learned the importance of maintaining your equipment. Your creative spirit is vital equipment. Do the self-care to take care of up here so that down here can still work. Remember, the joy is truly in the journey. The act of creation itself is a powerful form of self-care and self-expression. Oh, creativity. Oh God, I am a creative person. I am a musician. I am a singer. I'm a writer. I am a poet. My art has never been drawing things or, visual. Well, no, technically. That kind of art that most people think of. Can't do that. But I am a master with words and music. Not that you know it listening to me here. All right, moving on. Let's shift, or rather expand our focus here. As we cultivate our own creative joy, it is so important to remember and honor those whose brave, creative acts of defiance and love literally changed our world. The LGBTQIA rights movement is filled with individuals who creatively and courageously carved out spaces for authenticity in a world that often demanded conformity. Their fight for the freedom to exist, to love, and to be recognized is a profound testament to the human spirit's creative power. We are starting Pride Month here, and as a bisexual woman and mother to 3 young adults, all part of our beautiful rainbow family, this history is personal to us. It is vital. Let's start with the Stonewall riots, June of 1969. This wasn't just a riot. It was a creative uprising. It was marginalized people, particularly trans women of color, like the amazing and incredible Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, saying no more with their bodies, their voices, their fierce love for their community. They weren't just reacting. They were actively, creatively demanding their humanity be recognized. Marsha P. Johnson, with her iconic flower crowns and radiant spirit, was a walking piece of performance art, a beacon of joy and defiance. And also, unfortunately, it is strongly suspected that her life was cut short due to her gender and her activism. And Sylvia Rivera was nearly erased from history as well, simply because of who she was. Then there's Harvey Milk, one of the first openly gay elected officials here in the States. His campaign, his speeches, his visibility, these were all creative acts of political engagement. He understood the power of story, the power of showing up authentically to create change. He famously said, "Hope will never be silent." That's a call to creative action if I have ever heard one. And just yesterday, our dear president ordered that the United States naval ship named for him be renamed, despite his having been a highly regarded elected official and, more importantly in this case, a decorated naval officer. Our rights that we have been fighting for since the Stonewall riots in June of 1969 are still being fought for today. And we cannot forget the countless artists, writers, activists, and everyday people who creatively built communities, support networks, and alternative chosen families when mainstream society turned its back. They created newsletters, safe havens, art, and protests that slowly, painstakingly shifted consciousness. This is the embodiment of my beliefs. No one is free when others are oppressed. Representation matters, and there is strength in diversity. This is where they come from. The fight for marriage equality, the ongoing battle for trans rights, the push for inclusive healthcare, these are all chapters in a continuing story of creative resistance and resilience. These historical figures and movements teach us that creating a more just and loving world is an ongoing, dynamic, and profoundly creative act. They used their voices, their bodies, their art, and their unwavering belief in a better future to manifest tangible change. And they are heroes for it. Take another sip, and we will move on to our next portion. Ha ha. Okay. Now, how do these threads, unlocking our personal creative flow and honoring the creative courage of queer history, how do they weave together? For me, it comes down to authenticity and joyful expression as a form of power. When we allow ourselves to tap into our creative flow, to find joy in the process of making, doing, and being, we are claiming our own authentic space. We are saying, my voice matters, my vision matters, my unique way of being in the world matters. This is a deeply empowering act. And When we learn about the figures who fought for the right to love and live authentically, we are continually reminded that this freedom to express ourselves is not something to be taken for granted. Their courage fuels our own. Their creative problem solving in the face of immense adversity can inspire us to approach our own creative blocks with new perspective. Living authentically, expressing your unique creative spark is in and of itself a tribute to those who fought for that very freedom. It's a way of saying your struggle was not in vain. I will use the space you helped create to shine my own light. And this, my witchlings, is where our witchcraft and our yoga can become powerful allies. Our spell work, our rituals, our intentions, these are creative acts of manifesting a reality aligned with our values. Our yoga practice, cultivating self-awareness, compassion for ourselves and for others, and with the courage to be present with what is, this builds the inner resilience needed for both creative pursuits and for standing up for what we believe in. As we head into the Pride season, I encourage you guys to reflect. How can you bring more playful, joyful, authentic, creative energy into your life? How can you honor the legacy of the queer trailblazers, perhaps by learning more, supporting current initiatives or opposing current initiatives, as the case may be, or simply by living your own truth more boldly? Remember, witchlings, your unique creative expression is a gift. The joy you find in this process is sacred, and the courage to be authentically you is a revolutionary act. So, that's what I have to talk about today. And now, my coffee. I am going to tell you guys I am in Seattle-ish. My little town is about half an hour east, and this coffee shop, their name is Vintage Baristas, has some of the best coffee I have ever had. I am drinking white coffee with peppermint bark, and I love it. Vintage Baristas, we have been patronizing them since the day they opened, and that was, oh God, over a decade ago. So, if you are in the Snoqualmie Valley area and you decide to stop off at the North Bend Outlet Mall, hop across the street and go get yourself some coffee from Vintage. All right, my friends. Thank you, witchlings, for joining me today on the Yoga Witch podcast. I hope this conversation has sparked something within you. You can find more musings, my yoga class information, and guided meditations, like the one we will be doing tomorrow night, in depth on my blog at yogawithdylin.com/blog-1, and my Patreon, which is patreon.com/yogawithdylin, or YouTube, which is where many of you are watching this or listening. For my classes, my weekly guided meditations are on Friday nights. Beautifully perfect way to unwind and connect. And, of course, as a good witch, I do my rituals for the full and new moons, Sabbats and Esbats. Our next holiday will be Litha on the 20th of June. So until next time, my darling witchlings, may your creative sparks ignite. May you find deep joy in your unique process, and may you always walk in your truth. Spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There is enough darkness out there. We need to be beacons of light and hope for those who have lost their own. Also, my darlings, let your loved ones, human, scaly, furry, or feathered, know that you love them beyond words. You do not know how long you're going to have with them, and I know that phone call sucks. Remember also, excuse me, remember also that you are loved, you are wanted, You are needed, and you genuinely do have a purpose here. And I will see you guys later. I love you all. Your subscription ensures you never miss a moment of mystical insight, especially if you ring that bell, for a deeper dive into exclusive content, behind-the-scenes glimpses, bonus blog posts, monthly rituals, and my weekly yoga classes. Consider popping over to Patreon and joining the coven there. If you're feeling particularly generous, a virtual coffee is always appreciated. This Gen X witch, raised on 80s vibes, thrives on caffeine and a dash of well-placed sarcasm. Are you seeking personalized guidance? Well, in that case, visit yogawithdialin.com to schedule a one-on-one yoga session where we can work together to restore balance and alignment to your mind, body, and spirit. I'm honored to craft meaningful rituals and services for all life's milestones. House blessings, cleansings, spiritual life coaching, and personalized tarot and pendulum readings are also available. Check out those offerings at dietheyogawitch.com. Don't miss out on your daily doses of divination. Tune in tomorrow for another episode, Monday through Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And there's even more enchantment to weave into your week. Join me for our weekly rituals. Sundays, let's all gather around the cauldron for coffee and cues with Die the Yoga Witch at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. Bring your favorite brew and we'll delve into the mystical and the everyday, answering your questions and sharing the witchy wisdom I've gathered over the last 3 decades. Thursdays, tune into Die the Yoga Witch podcast for a fusion of yoga and witchcraft designed to inspire and uplift. Friday and Saturday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Seattle time, we offer some unique experiences. Fridays are for relaxation and interconnection. We zen our way into the weekend and unwind with guided meditation or yoga nidra asana, tapping into your inner magic and bringing that magical life into your yoga practice. Saturday evenings, brace yourself for Bitch and Witch Angry Veteran Rants. I will be tackling current events that spark my passionate opinions, offering perspectives and suggestions for positive change.